Good morning and welcome, everyone. We've got a huge D1 semifinals match. This is round one of Mizzou versus UT Dallas. So both of these schools are very, very strong. Uh, Either of these teams could win the whole thing. So let's dive right in and check out these games. All right, looks like we've got Oparin, board one for Mizzou, taking on David Binary. This is David Brodsky on board four for UT Dallas. And yeah, he's a strong player. Both of them are. This is GM versus IM. I think Oparin's probably the best player in all of college chess right now. But he's going to be the favorite for a while. Um, and oh my goodness, the other board won. No, this is not board one. I was going to say, well, this is fourth board for Mizzou, Josiah, and he's actually higher rated than his opponent on Andrew Mako. Biner is actually a GM. Oh, man, we got to update that. And yeah, both these players are IMs. I'm going off what I see here. So I guess if he wants to update his title on chess.com, he's got to submit something or something. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, David. I didn't know. So yeah, I guess this match is all GMs except for these two IMs right here. Uh, hmm. I know Josiah recently got a GM norm. So, I mean, all these players are amazingly talented. Josiah's got the white pieces here. I guess Andrew should be top board then, huh? Well, no. Antipov is playing someone higher rated than him. This is Raul Petty, Nakachuk. Um, and the last game we haven't looked at yet. Nakachuk's looking good here, by the way. And I say that solely based off of the eval bar. So Antipov is such a good player too. So yeah, both boards one and two for Mizzou are over 2,900, and then everyone else in this competition is in the 2,700 range. So Mizzou definitely slight edge in terms of rating, also in terms of seeding as well. But UT Dallas had a tough path to make it this far. They had to take down U Chicago with a Wonder and Praveen. So, major props to UT Dallas to get past them to make it here. In fact, they were losing 8-6, and they needed two must wins in the final round. And turns out it wasn't the final round because UT Dallas did just that. They clutched the last two games of the match to tie it 8-8, and then they went on to sweep Chicago in round 5 overtime. So huge victory for them. We very well could be seeing a U Chicago versus Mizzou matchup right now, but it was not to be. So we see UT Dallas has made it on to the semifinals, where they're taking on the number one seed Mizzou. Can they pull this one off here? That's what we're all tuning in to find out. This is a big money match as well. Exclamation point prizes in the chat to see the full list. Winner of this match will move on to guarantee themselves 2,500 for second place and a chance to double that to 5,000 if they win first place as well next weekend. But as of right now, both these teams are guaranteed at least $1,000 for fourth place in Division One. That's if they lose today and next weekend, which would obviously be less than ideal. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to figure out these pairings, huh? So Antipov is playing Nakachuk. So Nakachuk should probably be board 3, which he is, so that's good. Maybe Josiah is higher rated than Raja, and that's why. Okay, so I should switch around Josiah and Raja. So Raja's playing Ivan here, Vinaya. Although, okay, yeah, all right. So this is the top board for UT Dallas. Actually, I mean, Nakachuk is higher rated. It doesn't matter. They're going off of probably another order, different rating, but it doesn't really matter that much. But I am going to switch Josiah and Raja because that's just how I want to do it. Okay. But yeah, you got to have a pretty good team if Raja's your board four, you know? Um, all right, so let's see. Looks like white has a better structure here. White's actually just up a pawn. And if a board four can upset their board one in round one, that's huge for Mizzou. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Raj is going to try to hold on to this pawn advantage. A little behind development, but very weak pawn for black. Oh, giving up another pawn here. Is that going to be a thing? But then rook here actually traps the queen. So nice little trap set here. Although maybe there's like pawn push. But then queen takes is attacking our bishop. Never mind. All right. So we don't see the queen grabbing another pawn. That'd be a little greedy. Instead, queen takes. Queen here, centralizing. Perhaps going in here to attack this. Put pressure on this. So I wouldn't be surprised to see queen here. What else? Maybe even queen here to here, but pretty passive path. We see queen here. If queen here, maybe queen here. There is a check, but okay, no, just tucking the bishop back. Very low time for Ivan. 20 seconds. Raja's got over a minute compared to that. Speaking of time pressure, we also have David at 12 seconds. Oparin is just under a minute. And what's going on here? We have knight versus bishop. Pressure on c2. So we see the knight trying to defend. Pressure as well on d6. Rook lift. I don't know if you want to go here. You're definitely not going here. But what is this rook lift doing? Okay, bishop hits the queen. That frees up the d3 square. We might see the bishop come back. Yeah, this is looking good for David. So just how Raja is doing better than Ivan, we could see David doing better than Oparin. And yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that how close these players are on all of these boards. Sure, Oparin and Antipov are higher rated than the rest of them, but these chess.com ratings don't matter too much. They're all pretty close in terms of their skill. So pretty balanced teams. They seem to all have 3 GMs and 1 IM. Oh man. So okay, absolute time scramble here. Oparin less than 20 seconds. David is less than 10 seconds. Trying to trade down the pieces. Yeah. David's just up a pawn, but he does have an isolated pawn here, and he is in time pressure for sure. Rook pinning the bishop. What was that? Was a free rook. What was that move? Why couldn't we take that? Oh, because we get back rank mated? Holy smokes, but the computer hated that. What was the deal with this move? What was the move? Rook takes f8 was apparently a move. Oh, we have queen c1. Wow. Unbelievable. Rook f8 was just a complete miss from both players. So an opportunity there for David. Oparin grabs a pawn, but now f6 lands. If pawn takes, we have queen takes. So we see the pawn move 2 squares. That gives a passed pawn that also drops d6. All right, pressure here, but the knight's hunkering down. What's the move? Queen here doesn't like that. Maybe I was just thinking queen here in the first place, but okay, queen f7 regardless. Going after b5 now. So trading that for the f pawn. Black's going to try to make a passer. This rook is hit. Rook goes to c1. There goes our h pawn. These are two uncontested passers. White's also trying to do it. That drops the knight. Doesn't care. Knight hits the queen. There's an absolute chaos on the board right now. That's a pin, but no, there's no discovery. Queen check forces the queen trade. Knight takes, but then g2. Knight here guarding g1, but the bishop is there. Here, and now the other pawn is running. Bishop gets hit. This looks really good for Oparin. We had Andrew take down Josiah. Bishop guarding these pawns, so the king wants to come in. Rook here ties the king down. Knight moves. King steps up. 2.6 seconds for David. No, I think David missed his opportunity, and Oparin gets the first win. Andrew gets a win for Dallas. Let's see the other boards. How's Ivan doing? This looks like it's tied up, but some work to be done. Both sides less than 10 seconds. Raul and Antipov just drew. They got down to their king endgame. And here, this is just a draw. I mean, white has to be very precise. And so does black. I mean, both sides have connected passed pawns. Okay, it's just a draw. It's just a draw. David missed queen h6. There was a lot of things missed there. Okay, so 2 draws and 2 decisive results, leading us to a draw. So, okay, Raja draws with the top board, and Raul draws with Antipov. Oops. Lyudmila, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So after first round, we're all knotted up here at 2 points each. Hey, Max. Welcome. Can I see your short game, Grongo? Sorry, we are watching some incredible chess between 2 amazing teams. This is commentary for the Collegiate Chess League's Division 1 semifinals. So we don't have time for that right now. We are watching round 2. There are 4 rounds unless it goes to overtime, in which case there will be an extra round. All right, what is this? We've got a couple knights developed. Trade here. Is this a gambit? Let's see. Yeah, black just gives up a pawn there. Now we have an isolated D pawn. So Josiah lost to Mako. Let's see if he's got some prep here with this opening. He's given up a pawn. But he's up on time. This is the top board for Dallas. Let's see if I can go over Josiah's first game real quick. Oh, I guess not. Hold on. So Josiah with the white pieces. We have both sides castling queenside. He gets his rook in there, and he sacrifices it for a pawn. So, yeah, and then this, I guess, is just not it. The queen's going to come here with check. So, okay. Actually, with checkmate. Okay, so we have Oparin versus Raul. These are the two. No, Raul drew. So yeah, lots of money on the line. The championship match is on the line. Not the championship itself, the championship match. And we will find out who the winner is of the next match tomorrow night. UTRGV is taking on SLU. This is the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed, and UTRGV versus SLU is also number 1 versus number 2. So, very, very tight matches. Yeah. Keeping an eye on Oparin. So Nakachuk with that draw against Antipov brings him up to 2,800. So now he's officially the highest rated player for Dallas. But you see him register as board 3, so just goes to show how close all these players are rated. Yeah, 2803, and their lowest rated player is 2757. So their entire team is within 50 rating of each other. It's incredible. Okay, let's check in on Antipov. This is the board 2. Now against the board 4. David. Looks like David's got quite the advantage. What happened here? Antipov let his king's structure get ripped to shreds. Let's see. So opposite side castles. And yeah, something happened here. Takes, and knight. Wow, a knight sacrifice. Just knight c3. Wow, it's cutting off the queen from the knight on a5. So the knight on a5, tactically vulnerable. Let's see what happened here. You needed to take on a4, and that opens up the g file. The b file. Instead, we see the knight decline this trade, trying to keep things closed, but that ironically opens things up with knight c3, a nice tactical shot from David, allowing queen takes a5, hitting both these pawns. King to b2, defending both of them, but the damage is done. Brodsky's going to double up on the c file and bring the pain to this king. Bishop coming back, trying to defend this way. Probably. That's just not fun to have to make 2 consecutive bishop retreating moves just to hold on to a c pawn that's doubled. Your king is working hard. This king, meanwhile, completely safe. This also disconnects our rooks. They're not happy about this. So how is David going to break through at this point? So it looks like computer wants bishop f8. Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. Bishop to the long diagonal to play for e4. Oh my goodness. Okay, David finds the best move. Bishop f8. This is a master class here. Computer maybe is going to try to go for rook f4 if you can push f4, but you're kind of helping black open this diagonal up. But this is a beautiful position for David against Antipov. So Antipov's he's struggling as board 2 for Mizzou. He drew against board 3, and now He's bringing, well, he's getting some heat brought to him on speed delivery from David Brodsky. So we'll see. We'll see if Antipop can defend it. This is also clearing. Maybe Rook F3 is needed. So we do see Bishop on the main diagonal. F5 to close this. But okay, what about E4? E4 is almost -4. It says the best move is Rook F4. Okay, the exchange sacrifice. So this move takes away this defensive square F3. But the rook goes to F6. Saying, please, just don't attack me. And if you could take me, get rid of this amazing bishop, put a pawn on F6, open the G file, then all of a sudden, white has chances on that open G file with the queen and the pawn on F6. So, gotta watch out. Computer just says rook takes C3 there. So, David may be missing that. Bringing the queen back to C7. And the queen from here, still putting pressure on the C file. But maybe we see the queen come around and try to flush this rook out. Or maybe go after the... No, that's well defended. Okay, let's check in on some other games while David tries to figure that one out. We've got Josiah versus Ivan again, and it looks like Josiah is not doing too hot. So we sacked a pawn early on. Sack another pawn, I guess. Yeah, here, queen over. Queen gets hit. Pawn's in the center. I mean, that's these 2 pawns to none. We have Ivan winning by resignation. So, yeah, here it says the best move is Bishop E2. This was just not a great game from Josiah. He brought his queen out. He just gave up a couple pawns that he shouldn't have, with too many tempos and too many discoveries. So here, bishop check just to save the queen, and then bishop here is the last straw, right? It's just too many material. So very solid win from Ivan. Andrew versus Raja. Yeah, Talus takes the first lead right now. Okay, what's going on here? I guess there's rook takes, queen's defending this. Right, knight and queen are both defending here. So queen and rook doubled up here. Black looks like they don't really want to castle. This is a tough spot to be in. Definitely avoiding this f6 pawn push. That would be devastating to allow with this queen pinning the e pawn with the king still uncastled on the e file. So I give slight edge to white just based off king safety, but computer actually likes black's position. And why is that? You know, I couldn't tell you. Raja is very low on time. Okay, likes white now after knight g5. Attacking f7. Nice. Okay, computer's calling for kingside castle. We'll see if Raja does it. I expect probably rook f8 makes more sense. No, he goes for it. So he's giving up f7. Computer does not like this for Raja. And he's got low time to figure this out as well. Let's check back in with Oparin and see how he's doing. Okay, he's pushing an advantage. Let's see. So they've traded off queens. Bishop for Oparin. A sacrifice here because the knight would be hanging after this pen. And now we see a trade and okay, advantage for white. He's just winning a piece. So he's got a piece for a pawn here after all of this said and done. This is just good chess. Good chess from Oparin. Yeah, going after this guy. Saving the knight. Doesn't like that move. Likes rook c8, and then you get the rook fork. Picking up the pawn. And keeping the king on the back rank. Very nice chess from Grigori. Where does the knight want to go? Knight goes back. Okay, where's this knight going? Someone tell me. King's here. Okay, king wants to come here. No. Check. Block. Okay, knight wants to come here. So unpinning. Knight here now, yes. There was the rook check to win that, but instead going here. King can step up to defend this and does so. Check, but then, okay, you win this with check. And now you're going after this guy. Yeah, this is going to be over. Andrew and Raja drew. They drew by repetition. Okay, very interesting. I mean, white was just crushing. So Raja escapes somehow. He's up a queen, dude. Was this an accident? Oh my goodness. So after this, there's only two moves that win. Rook e6 or queen g4 check. Instead, we have this, and apparently king f8, it's a draw. How is that? How is that possible? Wow. Huge missed opportunity from Andrew. And now we're left with Antipov versus David still. The game we were watching the most. Oparin just beat Raul. So Oparin is 2 for 2. Vinaya beat, Josiah. We have a draw between Andrew and Raja. So 1.5 for both top boards from Dallas. Raja gets two draws. And so we're tied at 3.5. David won? No. Okay, that was to be expected. Sorry. Of course. I don't know why. I thought it was David versus Oparin again. But no, this is David. David just crushed Antipov after the knight c3 check. A beautiful tactic to win the game. Well, to get the initial advantage. And then how did he deal with this at this point? So yeah, he does take on f6. So wins the exchange. And then what happens? Trades queens, and he works the rooks against the bishop. And yeah, he's just got this e-pawn, which eventually falls, but he's also got the h-pawn, which promotes on a light square, by the way. Check, and yeah, he just gives up. That pawn is for queening. Okay, so Dallas with the lead, 4.5 to 3.5. Josiah and Antipov need to start producing for Mizzou. Only a draw from Antipov so far, and that's against the boards 3 and 4. So yeah, they've done very well against him. In fact, only getting points against him. Because they've lost both to Oparin. So Oparin's the only player that's 2 for 2. Yeah, round 3. This is the second half of the match. Mizzou down by 1. Can they bring it back? They're going to need some production from Antipov as well as Josiah. Josiah's 0 for 2. He's the only player without any points, but he's definitely had a tough task going up against Ivan and Andrew. So, okay, we got to watch Oparin taking on Andrew Mako here. So, looks like this was an Italian. Joko Piano. This is a main line. Computer's calling for rook e8. Okay, we see the bishop tuck back. Just anticipating perhaps d4 at some point. Knight here likes to go to f1 at some point. Bishop e6. So yeah, not playing rook e8. Just trying to leave the rook on this file. And now you got to watch out. Bishop and rook are converging on f2. So that's something to keep in mind. 2 knights are in the way at the moment, but they can be moved at a moment's notice. We see knight to h5, And a lot of times there's this tactic where the knight discovery can net you a pawn. But because f2 is weak, that allows for the black knight to journey its way through h5 with safety. And now the knight is very well placed on f4. We see the dark square bishops traded off and a recapture with the rook, which is a little awkward. It's a little awkward. Maybe queen f6. No, okay, rook lift. I don't know if you want the queen here or if you want the rook here. I'm expecting the rook to make its way to f8. Knight gets kicked out, so king to h2, just guarding the h3 pawn, right? Because if you kick the knight out too early, that pawn drops with check. Not ideal. And now we see the knight back on g6, offering some support to the e-pawn, also within checking distance of this king. We see that black now pushes d5, striking in the center. If the knight wasn't on g6, then this e-pawn would be weak after the capture. Both knight and rook would be attacking it. So we see white actually pushing their h-pawn, threatening to dislodge this knight. So we see the queen steps up to d6, also guarding e5, and now doubling up on the f file. So black has every piece involved in this attack, or in the center. White, meanwhile, has a couple pieces left to develop. So I give slight edge to black here. I really like how Oparin's playing this, but still an even position nonetheless. Knights are kind of, this is a very passive knight over here, but at any moment could potentially strike in the center from g4. So yeah, it's a battle and still plenty of time left for both these players. Let's check in on Antipov. Let's see how he's doing. He's playing a very strong Ivan, who's 1.5 out of 2. Yeah, only drawing against Raja. So Raja's held draws against both top boards from Dallas. And now Ivan's going to go against the struggling Antipov. Can Antipov get back on the right track? Well, he's got the black pieces. The computer likes white. Looks like his king is not very safe. Rook takes is a huge threat, by the way. This pawn is pinned. If you take back, you're getting mated. So you either have to guard g7 or, yeah, just get the king out of there. Okay, so rook takes is still an idea. Like if black put a rook here, that would be kind of bad. But okay, it doesn't quite work out, I guess, because the king runs away. So yeah, the game goes on. Antipov is up on time, and this bishop is pretty bad. So there's that. What else? Computer likes this. Por qué? I don't know. Maybe because this. Maybe. Okay. Raja versus Raul. What's going on over here? Isolated doubled c-pawn. Raul taking a page out of Brodsky's notebook, I guess. What happened here? Okay, so queen trade, bishop pin, takes with check, and is going to play against this. So white gets the bishop pair, black gets the better pawn structure. A classic battle, if you will. So yeah, I would give black the edge. I don't think the bishop pair is doing too hot here. I think white's next move, maybe knight d4, seems very logical to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, this looks like a very nice move for white. Attack the defender of the knight. And so black has to respond to that somehow. Probably by moving the knight, maybe back to d6. but then trading here is annoying. Actually, d6, you might get into trouble. But this bishop is weak. Maybe there's like this. I don't know. Okay, instead we see knight to b2, going after this guy. And taking there would help straighten out the structure, same with taking here. We still might see knight d4. Although knight d4 now, maybe we blunder our pawn. I don't know. Computer's saying best is rook d2, which is saving the rook. Okay, yeah, actually, knight d2, I guess they take the exchange with check. All right, so what's Raja going to do? You got to move this guy, right? You'd think. And if you move it anywhere besides d2, then you're going to lose that with check, pawn takes, rook takes, so that's annoying. So rook d2, pretty solid find. Makes a lot of sense, just keeping control over d3. Pawn push now. Hold up. Knight takes. So a misstep there from Raul, trying to fork these pieces. And we see that, okay, well, first off, you're in check. If you accept this, you're going to get rook here to b1, pinning the knight to the king. So you're going to get that piece back. But my question now is, what do you do after c4? So maybe you need some like e5 bishop checking ideas. Let's see, pawn push, rook takes with check. Oh, well, okay, no, I still, our rook is defended, so, okay, but e5 anyways. Okay, now going after this guy, bishop g5, what is this line, man? What is this line? Bishop e3 also works? How? Because this knight gets trapped after g4? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's too complicated. Why would you play like this? Oh, okay. Man, it's a little early for me here, folks. Okay, Raja plays the best move. Bishop g5, of course, of course. And now f6. F6 is one idea. E takes, G takes. But then what? E takes, G takes. Bishop E2. Okay. They chess too much. There's a lot going on in these chess games. These guys just like find the best move out of necessity, really. It's like, okay, my piece is hanging. Okay, I actually didn't think that pawn takes was good. Like, okay, here, rook takes d3, it likes better. All right, whatever. Okay, king's attacking this guy. Probably push the pawn, but computer's saying king e3. What's wrong with pushing this pawn? Somebody explain. Probably, no, I don't know. Okay, well, the pawn was pushed. My guy. All right, knight's going to come here. This is a weakness. Knight's still going to go here. You could take it with check if you want. But yeah, this, go after that, makes a little too much sense. So 2 pieces for rook. Yeah, could be dangerous. Could be dangerous for Raja. Raul is definitely the favorite here. There's 1 check, 2 checks, and take this guy. Or pin, but then that's not great. You're losing your whole center. No, there's no way Raja escapes this. He's only at 3 seconds. Knight check. King over. Rook in, threatening this guy. We have a check. King blocking the rook, but narrowing down this stuff. Rook takes is a threat. There's bishop here. Okay, knight takes. Hold up. You got to watch out. Your king has no legal moves, which means if the king or the bishop help guard g2, rook there would be mate. So, okay, instead maybe going for a faster way to do it. Check, check, king here opposite the rook. Rook discovery, hitting the knight or the rook. We could see another check. We could also see Just taking that guy, and we have resignation. Yeah, Raul gets the job done. Josiah gets on the board. How's Antipov doing? He's got 1 second left. His queens are offering a trade. But hold on. It liked Ivan's position. Now it doesn't. After king takes, there's rook takes with check and winning the pawn. This is a passed pawn now. This is huge. Huge chances for Antipov now. After he was losing, something was missed for sure. Okay, he's giving up the A pawn for the F pawn, but no. Pawn push, trying to take here. That would have been dangerous as well. So we see a trade. King's not taking, so pawn push. King's attacking it now. We give that up for a passed F pawn, but we're also getting the H pawn. Both sides less than 10 seconds. How's Oparin doing? He's struggling on time. He's got 6.9 seconds as I tuned in there. Okay, 20 seconds though for Andrew. I guess position is relatively even. Oparin's going after the C pawn. Computer does not like giving up this check. Knight hitting the rook. Rook going for this fork. I think Antipov's game, okay, just finished. Antipov gets on the board with a win. I need to give Raul his point. He also gets a win. And Josiah gets his first win. He takes down the very strong David Brodsky. So that ties things up at 5.5. This is the last game of this round. And then we go into the fourth round. So a win here gives a huge advantage. Uh-oh, computer hated this move for Oparin, but Andrew missed the move. What was it here? Rook F4. Rook F4, and it's +8. You're threatening mate. What do you do after that? Knight E4 check. You got to give up the piece. Unbelievable miss. And we have a draw by repetition that ties things up at 6. So Oparin gets stopped by Andrew, but he gets very lucky that he's not taken down by Andrew. Andrew missed an opportunity with Rook F4 there. Rook F4 with a very deadly F5 mate threat. So let's see what was needed here. Rook B5 or Rook B3 or Rook B1, something. But no, there was pawn push and Rook F4, man. Is a huge threat. So pawn push, check, king over, and yeah, gotta give yourself more checks at your disposal. Otherwise, you're getting your king tucked to bed. But instead, we have rook trying to go this way. Knight check, and yeah, they drew by repetition. Okay, wow. 6-6 going into round 4. Can one of these two teams break the tie? Dallas had a lead. Mizzou answered right back. And now it's the next 2.5 points win. So winner of this round wins the match. It all comes down to this. 4 final games. If they tie it 2-2, we're going to overtime, which is a slightly faster time control of 3+2. But it'll be the same pairings here. So we have Josiah versus Raul. This is the board 3s. We have David versus Raja, the board 4s. So yeah, maybe Josiah and Raja are flipped a little bit. Although Josiah is technically higher rated on chess.com. I think Raja is higher rated over the board. It doesn't really matter too much. But who knows? Maybe they pair up better. Josiah and Raja both have 1 point each. Josiah with a win in that last round. Raja with 2 draws in the first 2 rounds. Got his first loss in round 3 against Raul, and now is taking on David Brodsky. So those are for the bottom 2 boards. As for the top 2 boards, the top board for both teams, we've got Oparin versus Ivan. So that's a big one. Uh, looks like we have both sides kingside castle already. Both light square bishops fianchettoed. This bishop's not defended. So we see, okay, pawn push. And Oparin keeping things a little closed. Pushes, and now deciding how to take back. Takes with the pawn. So away from the center. And now pawn push. So this bishop, not the happiest piece anymore, but closing up the long diagonal for both sides. We see that white gets the bishop pair here and pushes that queen away and takes the long diagonal. Very nicely placed bishop for Oparin. Black connecting knights, getting that last minor piece off the board. And I guess the bishop wants to come to a6 or something, because I don't know what else you do. Queen steps up. Maybe black goes for a central expansion. We see rook over, either to support e5 or to reroute the knight or something. I don't know. Potentially multi-purpose move. I could very well see this pawn pushing, though. It's covered by two pieces. So we see Oparin just plug that. And we see an immediate trade, and the knight reroutes back to d7, kicking the bishop out. So Oparin's going to keep the two bishops. And we see Ivan does get in the move e5, which is immediately contested with f4. So we have two central pawns to one in the center for Ivan. And so Oparin is using this f-pawn to combat that, right? And hopefully trying to open up this rook on the f-file. That would leave the e-pawn stranded. Oh, and it's pinned, so you can't move it. You can take here if you want. Knight takes back. Yeah, maybe going here. I don't know. But we do see bishop a6, right? So rerouting. And now what? Both sides just under 4 minutes. I very well could expect queen to f5. I mean, that would blunder our pawn, but rook here and then takes here or something looks annoying. Or takes here and then rook, queen here. Who knows? What's going on? We do see the trade in a rook lift. Perhaps to double rooks. I wonder what was the move after queen here, though. Right, you're attacking this and this. It looks strong. Looked like a good idea. Maybe queen here or here or something. I don't know. Okay, so rook f4. So isolated pawn here, but open files, and there's things that this king should be nervous about. Computer's calling for knight g6, hitting the rook again. Opening up this rook as well, by the way, forcing rook f2 to defend this guy and this guy. So knight g6 is a solid move. Opening up the rook. Instead, we see rook here. Computer doesn't like that. Bishop g7 now is a shot, apparently. Brutal tactic, man. This is just brutal attacks. If Oparin sees it, I personally don't see the follow-up. It wants bishop takes g7, knight e3, and queen b2. Okay. Yeah. And okay, if I go to the Explorer, let's see. Bishop takes, queen takes. It's mate in 9 with rook f7. Oh my god, it wants to double sack. Queen h7, king e6, bishop h3, king e5, queen f5, king d4, rook d1, king c3, queen d3, king b2, rook b1, king a2, and queen b3. Did you all catch that? After the move knight c4, he's still thinking here. If he finds bishop g7, dude. Oh my god, he plays it. He plays it. You can't make that up, dude. Knight c4 and bishop. You better not take that thing. You take that thing and rook f7, dude. Oh my god, I would lose my mind if that happens. Oh, best move now, knight e3. It wants knight e3 or queen g5, and then just bishop back to c3. I mean, that's a very important pawn right in front of your king. This bishop a little too comfortable as a guest in black's position. Wait, are they playing this? No, that was... Wait, they're playing it. Oh my god. Wait. Knight c4. Okay, wait, what? What am I looking at? Rook takes f7 was played. Holy smokes. Now it's saying knight takes b2 is just winning for black. What am I looking at? What just happened? He plays rook f7, dude. I don't know. We were looking at like my fantasy world there, I guess. That was weird. Okay, so Oparin doesn't play the best move. In fact, he plays a losing move to knight takes b2. Knight takes b2, and then from there it says queen f5 is best. And black is just up a piece. The clocks, are they moving? I don't know. So Oparin spent a decent amount of time on this. But he plays the wrong move. Okay, I'm gonna look at another game. Let's check on Antipov and Andrew. Okay, so both sides have castled queen side. Okay, so black damages white's structure and gets the bishop pair. White could take the bishop pair back, but decides not to. Rook's in the center, so leaving this pawn completely hanging. Yeah, interesting. I guess Andrew is a slightly better position with the bishop pair. Awkward structure for white for sure. Don't like what's going on there. Hold on, is that just a pawn? Oh, that's just a queen. What the? Wait, what? What is this? And Antipov's not even taking it? What are they doing? Come on, guys. What is this? Come on. Surely Andrew's going to save his queen now, right? Go on. Go back. Or take this thing. What are you guys doing? What is this? What is this? What are these last two moves? I mean, time pressure, yeah, but come on. It's taking him a while, by the way. Are they laughing at each other right now? I wonder what that Zoom call's like. Okay, so he brings the queen back. There is knight takes g6. But holy smokes. This is there's 1500 on the line. Okay, Oparin just wins by resignation, dude. This is winning for black. This is like respecting your opponent a little too much. How do you resign here, dude? Knight takes b2 is winning. I don't know. What do they see? They're playing a different game. This is incredible stuff. This is just ludicrous. Oparin goes 3.5 out of 4. He just does a Jedi mind trick on Ivan, plays a blunder, and then gets his opponent to resign. Okay. What do we have left? So Mizzou can guarantee overtime with 1 more point. Dallas, meanwhile, is down a point, so they're gonna need a comeback. Brodsky versus Raja here, and it likes Raja, but they're both less than 20 seconds, so anything can happen. Okay, trading off here. That doesn't seem very good for black. Okay, what? Just blunder your knight, dude. Holy smokes. And that defends that. What did you just do? Okay, David's... I thought, like, knight here seemed solid to me, but okay. Yeah, the bishop pair should beat the rook for the most part. Should be pretty definitive. This pawn is hanging though, and maybe white gets a pass pawn. But yeah, bishop's a little OP. Look at that. Look at that, dude. Oh my goodness, the bishops are beautiful. They're so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You can take that. Here, no, it just resigns. So Raja with the huge win for Mizzou. It's falling apart here for the Dallas team. So now Mizzou just needs a draw on either of the last two boards to win. Who's it going to be? Antipov might lose. He's got down to 3 seconds here. It's opposite color bishops. Andrew is up a pawn. Soon to be up another pawn. 2 pawns might be too many. So there's some life left. Dallas, they've been down 2 points in the 4th round before. Can they clutch it out again? We're going to have to find out. 1 second for Antipov. He played with half a second left on his clock. He's living off the increment. Pawn push, and the bishop can attack. So the king steps back to defend, attack the bishop, pushing c4. You can push again with check. Antipov's building up a little bit of time on the clock. There's 2-second increment. Antipov needs to hold here. Well, okay, he doesn't need to, but it will help his team out. How's Josiah doing? Josiah is pushing. Can he push further? He gets the king to the back rank. He's going after the b-pawn. He steps the king up. Rook b7 is a very solid move for white. Pawn push, taking advantage of the pin, but the f-pawn is pushing as well. Raul and Andrew are both in must-win situations. They trade off here. This is good for Andrew. Andrew wins by resignation. It's all down to this one. This is a must-win for Raul, and Josiah forces the draw for the win. Wow. Josiah clutches it for the Mizzou team and gets the job done. They move on to the finals, where they will face off the winner between UTRGV and SLU, which is going to be played tomorrow night. So tune in and find out who wins. Yeah, awesome match. Down to the final game, 8.5 to 7.5. Final score. Mizzou moving on to the finals, where they will take on either SLU or UTRGV, which will be determined tomorrow. Mizzou with that as well guarantees themselves $2,500, so they've more than doubled their prize there. And yeah, they put an end to UT Dallas's run after they beat U Chicago in overtime. Incredible match. That was just amazing chess from top to finish. I think that Ivan's going to beat himself up after he looks at that line again. In that last round, he resigned a little early. I think he should have tried fighting on to just see, what happens. Because I didn't see what the continuation was. But they saw something there. Rook takes was apparently a blunder, so kind of a curious resignation there. But nonetheless, that's the match, that's the game, and that's how it goes. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Congrats to Mizzou once again. They've punched their ticket back to the finals. I don't know the last time they were at the finals, but the last time they won was season 2. So we are in season 6 now, although I believe Oparin technically won season 5, which was an individuals format. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Whoever they face off against, it's going to be a incredible match to finish out the season. So definitely be sure to tune in tomorrow to see who they face off against and who will join them in the finals. And tune in next weekend as well to see the ultimate conclusion to the season. So yeah, thank you everyone, and congrats once again to Mizzou. That's it for today. We have two last matches tomorrow. Not only are we watching UTRGV versus SLU, which is going to be another fantastic match, but we're also going to be watching Division II semifinals, National University of Singapore versus University of North Carolina, right before that. So hopefully I'll see you all then. All right. Happy Monday and take care. Stick around for the raid. All right. See ya.